Lesson 37, I can add or subtract 0 to get the same number. Let's do a few together. Imagine more to add 5. We'll do a few together and then you can finish the rest on your own. Imagine more to add 5 and write the addition sentence in the box. In this case, we can just tell me how many more to make 5. So how many do I have? 4. How many more to make 5? 1. Say the statement starting with 4. Get ready. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Next one. How many do you have? 3. How many more to make 5? 2. Say the addition statement starting with 3. 3 plus 2 equals 5. How many do we have? 2. Show me 2. How many more to make 5? Remember, you can use your fingers. You can use your your brain by using mental math. Or you can use objects if you have them. So I have a 2. You can show me 2 fingers. How many more to make 5? 3. 3 more to make 5. Say the addition sentence starting with 2. Ready? 2 plus 3 equals 5. Now that I've done a couple with you, you're going to go ahead and finish the rest. You're going to see how many you have and tell me how many more to make 5, and then say the addition statement starting with the number that you have. Please pause this video in order for you to finish this task. Raise your hand when you know how many dots we have. Now hide 1. How many dots are left? Yes, 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. How many dots do you have? Yes, 3. Now hide 1. Say the subtraction sentence starting with 2. 3 minus 1 equals 2. How many dots do you have? Yes, 4. Now hide 1. How many dots are left? 3. Now say the subtraction sentence starting with 4. 4 minus 1 equals 3. How many do you have? 5. Now hide 1. How many are left? 4. Say the subtraction sentence starting with 5. 5 minus 1 equals 4. How many dots do you have? 1. Now take away 1. How many do you have? That's right, 0. Say the subtraction sentence starting with 1. Ready? 1 minus 1 equals 0. Good job. Now we'll cross out 2 to subtract. I'll do 2 with you and then you'll finish on your own. So let's do the first 2. How many do I have? I have 3. So let's hide 2. How many do I have left? 1. That's right. So 3 minus 2 equals 1. Perfect. How many moons do I have? That's right. I have 4. Now hide 2, or cross out 2. How many do we have left? That's right, 2. Now say the subtraction sentence starting with 4. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Good job doing that together with me. Now I want you to do the last 1, 2, 3, 4 problems by yourself. All right, let's talk about our application problem. Let me read you my story. Chico the puppy had 8 tennis balls. His owner threw 2 of them, but Chico brought them right back. I want you to draw 8 balls on your paper. Now remember that his owner threw 2 of them, but Chico brought them right back. So did he lose any balls? No, he didn't. What number is that? 0. So how many balls did Chico have at the end of the story? He still had 8. That's right. So 8 minus 0 equals 0. What do you think would be the whole number in this story? That's right, 8 would be the whole number because he had 8 tennis balls total. What would be one of the parts? Well, yeah, you're right. 0 could be a part because 0 we're missing. And what could be the other part? The other part could be 8 because he still had 8 balls. That's right, good job. So the 8 represents, we can draw a number bond, whole, part, and part. So the 8 in the whole represents how many balls he had total. The 0 represents how many he lost. He didn't lose any, he had all 8. And the 8 represents how many balls he ended up with. Good job. Does anybody remember what we call this? Think big. That's right, this is a number path. Remember we talked about how a number path has numbers from, well, this number path has numbers from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We also talked about how 5 numbers are gray or shaded and 5 are not. That's something that we observed in a previous lesson. Now, we're going to start counting the fast way. Remember how we count the fast way? We start with 5, so we can get it going. And that would make us count fast. So if we count fast way, we can know how many we have here if we didn't have any numbers. So get 5 going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many do we have total? We have 10. So if we start at number 5 and we walk 5 spaces, 1, 2, oh, I'm sorry, we're starting at the beginning. If we start at 1 and walk 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get to the number 5. If I want to make an addition sentence starting with the number 5, which is what we have done in classroom recently, if I want to make an addition sentence starting with the number 5, what would I be adding or taking away? So if I want to make an addition sentence starting with the number 5, would I be adding more or taking some away? You're right, I would be adding because I am making an addition sentence. So if we have an addition sentence, we're adding some. Let's go forward 3 hops on the path to show 3 more. So we have 5, and how many more hops should we take? 3. That's right. 1, 2, 3. Where did we land? 8. You're right. So how many hops did we do the first time? 5. How many more did we take? We took 3. And where did we land? At 8. That's right. Go ahead and feel free to write that down so you can practice this addition number sentence. Now we need someone to stand on the number 8. Let's pretend that we have a number path in at home. We have a number 8. I'll circle it so that we can be able to see where we are. I want to make a subtraction sentence starting with 8. So listen again. I want to make a subtraction sentence starting with the number 8. How do we do that? Do I add or take away? Well, yeah, I think that we take away because when we subtract, we take away. We have less. So if I have 8, let's take a look at our story. We started with 8, and this sentence says 8 minus 3. So since we learned that we're going to subtract and we're going back 3 steps, I wonder what number we would land on. 1, 2, 3. Wow, number 5. That's right. So 8 minus 3 equals what? 5. That's right. Say the sentence. 8 minus 3 equals 5. Please write that sentence down also. Oh no, guess what happened to these pigeons? There were 4 of them on the sidewalk. So let's go ahead and circle 4 so we can remember where we are. 5 more pigeons came to join them. So since 5 more pigeons came to join them and we are doing an addition sentence, do I add or take away? We add, that's right, we add. So we have 4 pigeons and we're going to add 5 more. So we're going to go 5 more spaces. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What number did we end on? That's right, we ended on 9. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. Now we're going to write that sentence. I'm going to write it down. I want you to write it down also so you can get some practice. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Good job. Oh no! So we had 9 pigeons, but 5 of them flew away. Maybe they were hungry. So 5 pigeons flew away again. So we're going to show the new story. So how many do we have? We had 9. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. 9. How many pigeons flew away? 5 pigeons flew away. So since we're taking away, since they flew away, we're also going to go back on our number path. So let's go 5 spaces. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many were left? That's right, 4. So 9 minus 5 equals 4. I want to test you a little bit, and I'm going to make a number bond. I want for you to write your number sentence, and if you're able to, I also want you to draw the number bond when we're done. I would like for you to tell me what the whole number is in the story. Look at the number sentence, and you can think about the story that we told. Will you write the number sentence? I mean, the whole number in the number bond is 9 because we had 9 pigeons total. Good job. So the 9 represents how many pigeons we had total. How many pigeons? What's one of my other parts? Well, you see there is another part right here, which is 5. And what happened to those 5 pigeons? You're right, they flew away. They flew away. They were probably going to find some food or take a break. So one of the parts is 5. So the 5 represents the 5 pigeons that flew away. So what's my other part? If you take a look at our number sentence, what's the other part? 4. Now, why is 4 the other part? Or what does 4 represent in this number sentence? Yes, 4 does represent how many pigeons were left. We had 9 pigeons total, 5 flew away, and we had 4 left. Good job. Here's a new story. There were 3 caterpillars eating leaves. 4 more caterpillars joined them. So how many caterpillars are there now? Let's take a look at your story first. How many caterpillars were eating leaves? Well, it says that 3 caterpillars were eating leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the 3 since we can't stand on our number path today. 4 more caterpillars joined them. So am I adding or taking away? Well, that's right. I'm adding. Number 1, we're adding because I said 4 more caterpillars joined them. But also, if you take a look at the number sentence, you will see that there's a plus sign here. Plus means addition. Addition means more. And that means we're adding also. So we had 3. Guess what happened? 4 more caterpillars joined them. So if I'm standing on my number path right here, let's pretend we're standing on our number path, and 4 more caterpillars join them, how many times should I move forward? That's right, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many are there now? You're right, on 7. We're standing right on it. So 3 plus 4 equals 7. You can use your fingers to check on that also. So on one hand, I want you to show me 3. We had 3 caterpillars. And on your other hand, I want you to show me 4. And I want you to count them. I'm going to count the faster way. So I'm going to start with my 3, which is my first part. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 fingers up. What about you? Good job. Feel free to draw the number bond for this story also. Oh no. We had 4 caterpillars got full and crawled away. Does anybody remember how many caterpillars we had? Yes, that's right. We had 7. We had 7, but 4 caterpillars were full, and they crawled away so they could take a nap. So if we have 7 and we are taking away 4, I see that we do have a subtraction sign, so that's a take away. We have 7. 4 crawled away. So how many are left? Well, there's two ways you can find out. No, there's more than that. Let me show you the quick ways. So you can be on your number path and you can count down 4 spaces, or you can also use your hands. Show me 7. Good. I'm showing you 7 the math way. I want you to take away 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, how many do you have left now? 3, that's right. 7 minus 4 equals 3. So now let's check on the number path. We have 7, we're going to go down 4, right? Because 4 we're full and crawled away. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do we have left? 3, that's right, good job. There were two kites flying in the air. 6 more kites joined them. How many kites are there now? Well, I have 2 kites, and I'm going to add 6. 5, 6. So I'm going to count the fast way, starting from 6, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 kites. How many kites do you have? Well, let's check. Let's see how many kites we had in the air. We had 2 kites flying in the air. So let me write that. We have 2 kites flying in the air. Plus 6 more kites join them. So 2 plus 6. Let me start on my number path today. So we're going to have 2. Now I'm going to go forward 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many do I have total now? Right. We have 8 total. And I'm also checking on my hands. I have 2, and then I'm going to add 6. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, I have 8. I'm showing the math way, so I know that I have 8. Good job. I was able to check my math 2 different ways. Don't forget to write down each number sentence so you can get some practice. Oh no, okay, so we had 8 kites, but 6 kites were reeled in. Their owners were ready to go home. So we have 8, and we took away 6. So what's the first number? How many did we have? That's right, we had 8. And how many did we take away? 6, that's right. What happened to those 6 kites? The owners reeled them in. They were ready to go home. So if there were 8 kites, I'm sorry. Show me 8 with your fingers. Take away 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many fingers do you still have left? 2? Really? Okay, so I'm going to write that down on the number sentence, but I'm also going to use my number path to show. So we're taking away 6 and we have 8. So taking away means going backward, right? So I'm starting at 8 and I'm taking away 6. Are you ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do we have? 2. So was your math right? Absolutely. Some of you are using mental math, which means your brain is helping you without even using your fingers. You're so good at math right now. Or these days you're so good because of all the practice that you have. Please feel free to draw the number bond. So let's take a look at the number bond. So what is my whole number here? 8, that's right. 8 is our whole number because we had 8 kites total. What's the other part? What's one of the parts? Yeah, 6. 6 is one part. And why is that? Because 6 kites were reeled in. That's right. So how many kites were left flying in the air? 2, absolutely. So let's go over our story again. The 8 represents how many kites there were total in the sky. The 6 represents how many kites were reeled in, and the 2 represents how many kites were left after the 6 kites were reeled in. Good job. Okay, so now we're going to add addition and subtraction. Let's take a look at our story. David found 6 pine cones in the park. So how many pine cones did he find? 6. Perfect. He looked and looked, but he couldn't find any more. That's all he could find. How many? 6. That's right. Then it was time to go home, so he took his 6 pine cones home. How many pine cones does he have now? Well, let's take a look at our addition sentence. How many did he have first? 6. He found 6, right? But then he kept looking and looking and looking for more. Did he find any? No, he couldn't find any more. So what's the number for that? What number shows us or means none or nothing? That's right, 0. He looked and looked, but he didn't find any. So what do you think 6 plus 0 is? I want you to show me 6. Good job showing me 6 the math way. Add a 0. That means show 0 more. What number do you have? You're right. We still have 6 left because we didn't add any. Now let's take the same story and let's do that in a subtraction sentence. How many pine cones did he have? 6. That's right. Did he take away any? Did he lose any? No, he didn't. He sure did not. So he had 6. And he took away 6. Show me 6. And he took away 0. So show me 6. Take away 0. How many do you have? That's right, you still have 6. When you add or subtract 0 to any number, you have the same number every time. We've talked about that early on in the year. When you add or subtract 0 to any number, you keep the same number every time. All right, so now on your own, I want you to think of more stories and number sentences using zeros. And when you have one, I want you to go ahead and write it down. I want you to tell a partner, tell mom, tell dad, tell anybody around you. That way we can be able to hear your story. So now for the problem set. So listen to each story, show the story with your fingers on the number path, then fill in the number sentence. So Freddie has 3 strawberries for a snack. His dad gave him 2 more. How many strawberries does Freddie have now? So now you can use the number path or you can use your fingers. So I'm going to choose to use my fingers. I'm going to have Freddie had 3 strawberries for a snack, so I'm going to show myself, I'm going to show 3. And his dad gave him 2 more. How sweet. So I'm going to add 2. 1, 2. What's 3 plus 2? How many fingers do you have up? That's right, 5. Freddie ate 2 of his strawberries. Whoa, he only ate 2. Okay, so if he had 5, and take away 2 because he ate them. Take away 2. 1, 2. How many does he have left? That's right, he had 3 left. Good job. Now let's take a look at another story. Logan had 7 frogs, and 2 frogs hopped away. How many frogs does Logan have now? Show me 7. Good, that was fast. Now take away 2. 1, 2. How many frogs do you have left? 5. So let's write the sentence starting with the whole number. He had how many? 7 frogs. Good. He took away 2. And what happened to those 2 frogs? Well, they hopped away. That's right. So he had 2 and 2 frogs hopped. He had 7 and 2 frogs hopped away. So how many frogs does he have now? 5. That's right. You remembered how many fingers you had left. Guess what happened? Let's pretend that Logan's 2 frogs hopped back. So how many did he currently have? He has 5. We can see it right here in our number sentence because he had 5. But remember what happened? The 2 frogs hopped back. They came back. So how many are we adding to 5? 2. That's right, because 2 of them hopped back. So 5 plus 2 equals? Show me 5 and show me 2. 1, 2. 5 plus 2 equals? 7. Good job. Stella had 4 pennies and she found 3 more pennies. How many pennies does Stella have now? Well, how many did she have first? That's right, she had 4. Did she find some? Absolutely. She found 3. So 4 plus how many? 3. Good job. What's 4 plus 3? Show me in your hands. 4. Show me 3. 1, 2, 3. How many is that total? 7. Good job. Stella gave the 3 pennies she had to her dad. Wow, that's so sweet. So if she had 7 and she gave 3 to her dad, how many does she have now? So show me 7. 5, 6, 7. Okay. And she gave 3 pennies to her dad. She's so sweet. 1, 2, 3. How many does she have left? Good job. She had 4 left. So let's write the sentence. How many did she have total? 7. How many did she give to her dad? 3. She found those 3 pennies and she gave them straight to her dad. How thoughtful. 7 minus 3 equals, how many did we have left after she gave them to her dad? 7 minus 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, absolutely right. She had 4 left. I want you to try this problem set by yourself. I'm going to read it for you. Marissa made 8 bracelets. We've actually talked about this one also, so try to think back. Try to think back about when we did this these problems before. So Marissa had 8 bracelets. You can show me 8. She loved them so much that she did not give any away. Do you remember that? She was so happy with her bracelet that she didn't want to share them at all. So if she had 8 and she gave 0 away, how many does she have now? That's right, this one was a little bit tricky. So let's start writing out the number sentence. How many did she have total? 8. She had 8 bracelets. Now remember, she didn't want to share any because she loved them so much. So are we taking any away? No, we're not. So 8 minus 0. So take a look at this number sentence. 8 minus 0 equals, show me 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm counting the fast way to get my fingers up. Now I'm going to take away 0. So how many does that leave you with? That leaves you with 8 still. Good job. So 8 minus 0 equals 8. When you add or subtract 0 to any number, you get the same number every time. Now let's take a look at a different story before we do some adding and subtracting with 0. Jackson found 6 toys under his bed. He looked and did not find any more toys. How many toys does Jackson have now? Well, let's take a look at this story. Jackson found 6 toys under his bed. How many did he find? 6. So let's write it. He looked and looked and looked because he wanted to find more toys, but guess what? He didn't find any. That's all he had. So did he find any toys? No, he did not. What's the number for nothing? What's the number for that? 0. Good job. 6 plus 0 equals 6. Good job. Good practice, guys. All right, now we're going to solve these problems. Show me 2. Add 0. What's 2 plus 0? Good job, 2. When you add or subtract 0 to any number, you get the same number every time. Show me 2. Take away 0. How many do you have? I still have 2. When you add or subtract 0 to any number, you get the same number every time. Show me 4. Take away 0. Now how many do you have? I still have 4. When you add or subtract 0 to any number, you get the same number every time. Now I have 3, and I'm adding 0. So 3 plus 0 equals, you're right, 3, because say it with me, when you add or subtract 0 to any number, you get the same number every time. All right, so now we're going to talk, we're going to do our debrief and talk about our lesson a little bit. So remember that we saw the number path, right? The numbers 1 through 10. 5 were shaded gray and the other ones were white. 5 and the other numbers were just white. How did the number path help you in the first problem in your problem set? I want you to think about that. I'm going to tell you how it helped me. It helped me because I was able to circle the number that I had, and then I could go back or forward depending on if we were subtracting or adding, or adding. So if we were taking away, then I would just hop back a couple numbers depending on how many we took away. And if we added, I hopped forward. Did you notice any patterns in the problem sets? I know what I noticed. I noticed that some of the numbers were the same. So some of the numbers were, so for example, we had 7, and then we took away 3, and that left 4. And then we had 4, and we added 3, and that made 7. So that's one of the patterns that I found. So how can addition and subtraction sentences undo each other? That's a really good question. Do you have an answer for that one? How can addition and subtraction sentences undo each other? I want you to think really big, about that one. If we add or subtract 0 in a number sentence, what happens? Remember that saying? If we add or subtract 0 to any number, we get the same number every time. So what happens? We get the same number every time. What significant math vocabulary did we use today to communicate precisely? Well, we used a lot of math vocabulary today. We used number path, we used subtraction, we used addition. What else did we use? Number sentence, good. those are all very, very good vocabulary words that we use today that helped us with our number sentences. So now thinking about the application problem at the beginning of the lesson, could we write some number sentences about the adventures that Chico had with his tennis balls? Remember, he had 8 tennis balls, and his owner threw 2, but he brought them right back, so he still had 8 at the end. What if Chico's owner threw 3 tennis balls? He had 8, and he threw 3, so what's 8 minus 3? Show me 8. Take away 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's 5. 8 minus 3 goes 5. Could you think of other number sentences that we could do with those 8 balls, with that story and those 8 tennis balls? How many more could his owner have thrown? How many less could he have thrown? Great thinking. See you next time.